Okay. Now just to turn off the light. There we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Higurashi When They Cry. The game is kind of loud again, but we're going to deal. We just finished the first part of Chapter 1. And I guess we're trudging on. Continue. We haven't hit anything really dark yet. So that's a good sign. I took a little too easy on the morning of my day off. I was totally late. Hey, game, you wanna... Oh, if I click off the thing there, it doesn't register. Today was the day Rena and Mion were going to show me around Hinamizawa. I'll just try to keep the mouse down there. Oh, hey. Rena and Mion were already waiting at the meeting place. Diligent females, diligent. Kei-chan, you're late. Sorry. The show I was watching last night was really interesting. Blame that. Oh, so that's your excuse for being late and keeping two girls waiting? Mi-chan, you just got here yourself. Ooh! This motherfucker, I'm gonna take a sip of my Pepsi, sponsored by Pepsi, I wish. If you want to sponsor, hook a boy up. Man, I'll always say Pepsi over Coke. I'll drink Coke, I don't give a shit. Both of them are the same, but if I see Pepsi and I see Coke, I'll pick Pepsi. Pepsi has more sugar, Coke has more caffeine. I prefer the sugar, because at least without the caffeine, I'll be able to sleep with the Pepsi at least. Mi-chan, you just got here yourself. Last night's episode, A Day of the Life of, was interesting, wasn't it? She was just as guilty as me. Rena was carrying a pretty heavy-looking bag. What is that? Mion answered my unspoken question without a wink. Or with a wink. That's right, Rena really did make a picnic. Ooh! We gonna eat some picnic food! Kei-chan, after you left, Rena pulled out all the stops. It's not like I forced her to do it. It was nothing, so don't worry about it, okay? Oh, by the way, before I continue on, I googled it to find out how long this whole game is, or at least the first chapter, which is what we're planning on recording. I've been told that the first chapter completely itself is about 6 hours long, and every chapter after that gets longer and longer and longer, so I'm hoping to film at least half an hour, or like a 45, almost an hour maybe episode today. So we can get it through a chunk of this game. Since we've done about 2 or 3 episodes already, I want to speed up the process. So let's go straight into it. Again, continue on. I have a wireless mouse, which is why I have the luxury of being able to look straight at the monitor that I have set up. If you don't know what my setup looks like, it's basically the way I'm looking right now is my television. The way I'm looking right now is my laptop. The way I'm looking right now is my camera, my webcam on my laptop, and I'm sitting on a chair with my laptop on my desk in a weird fashion, with my television on my table in a weird fashion, and instead of using the trackpad, which would be hella annoying, I'm taking advantage that I thought ahead and bought a wireless mouse a very long time ago, and it's the best thing ever. I think I've had the same battery in this since I got this mouse, and that battery has not died yet. I don't know what company this battery is, but it's godly. It's fucking godly. It came with this mouse. It's godly. Let's continue. And by the way, I actually never turn off this mouse. People will say, oh, don't you turn it on and off? No, I bought this in the summer. Yeah, summer. Early summer. Yeah, I bought this early summer. And I almost never turn it off because I always forget. And I leave my laptop and my mouse on all night. How it's still alive, I have no clue. But anyway, let's continue. She's been like that since last night, you know. Can you take responsibility for this? Alright. I am a man after all. I'll take responsibility. Huh? Responsibility? For what? For what? Oh no, I just realized she's gonna be that stereotypical character that says things twice over and over. God damn. Those aren't always that fun. As we both turned around slowly to look at Rena, our gazes drift towards the massive handbag she was carrying. It didn't seem logical or logically feasible that it would be entirely filled with lunchboxes. Except this was Rena we were talking about here. About 2 kilos, I guess. When Rena was picking it up, I could see she was struggling a little bit. I say 5. You're exaggerating. Keiji-kun is a boy after all. I thought he could probably eat a lot, so I made a lot, okay? Let's get going. Heave-ho! Just from the way she lifted it, she was lifting it up, I couldn't believe the only thing in there were lunchboxes. Correction. I say 5 kilos too. I'll help out, but all of it needs to be eaten. I won't forgive you if you make Rena sad, got it? The only thing I could do at that moment was exercise a bit to make myself hungrier. Why not you carry it then, you dingus? Having finished with the pleasantries, we began our leisurely stroll. A carefree walk bathed in the gentle morning sunlight. I couldn't have even imagined something so wholesome existed during my time in the city. There were these were the boonies after all. No slovenly desk jockeys trudging to work on the weekends out here. It really is a nice place, peaceful and quiet. As sparsely populated as the village was, you could still run into people just by walking around. Ah, good day. Good day. Oh, would you be Maibara-kun, I believe? My two companions exchanged greetings with everybody we ran across. All these passerbys even knew my name. When did I become this famous? We passed 3 people, and when all 3 of them knew me, I started feeling a bit paranoid. It's a bit sad to say. Everyone knows everyone since there's so few people here in Hinamizawa. So that means when an unfamiliar face walks by, they automatically assume it's that Maibara fellow who just moved here? Yeah, that's how it works. It was a process of elimination you could only pull off in a place like this, but it was quite effective. From now on, I better make sure to maintain a good reputation. The day I'm discovered accidentally gawking at a dirty magazine in the bookstore, I can expect all the villagers labeling me as a lech by the next day. Hinamizawa is not to be trifled with. That's not the end of this nightmare. Of course I know them. The first person we met was old man Takezo from the Makino bike shop. His hobbies are bonsai and playing the flute. Why do people have bonsai as a hobby? Like, I guess it's a sort of gardening, but just having like a mini tiny old tree in your just like home, and that just gardening it is your hobby. You take multiple hours throughout your day to just take care of a plant like that. That's weird. It's not my kind of thing. I don't have enough patience. Next we met the grocer's second son, Daisuke-kun. His hobbies is sharpshooting, and he hopes to be an ace sniper in the future. And the person we just met was Mio-san, the nurse from the clinic. Okay. Her hobbies are bird watching and photography. How nice. Sorry, like I'm so thirsty today, I don't know. You know the names of everyone who we passed by. And even their profiles? Seeing my surprise, Mion and Rena exchanged looks and burst into laughter. There's a lot of fucking words, man. Well, yeah. We're not like the city, like in the city where people hardly know their neighbors. Then let's try it out. You there, who am I? You're Keiichi Maibara. You say some mean things, but you're actually a kind, shy person. It's been 3 weeks since you transferred here. Your hobby is taking afternoon naps. Switched over to wearing boxers. Didn't you? Lately you did. That's enough, that's enough! Boxers? Enough of that! Apparently there's absolutely nothing you can keep hidden here. Hinamizawa, Well, what? Hinamizawaza was not a place to be trifled with. I think that's just a spelling error, but whatever. This feels more like you guys are showing me off rather than showing me around. That's right. What? We're parading around like this after all. Don't you all think so too? That Kate-chan is fitting in right here in Hinamizawa. The population in Hinamizawa is shrinking, so the villager welcome anyone who's new here. I thought about brushing it off with something to the effect of, "You're kidding me," but I held back. Had I ever greeted someone who just moved into the city like this before? Thinking about that made me believe what they said wasn't a joke at all. We passed around another person. Of course, we were called out to again the same way. Oh my, good day. It's wonderful seeing you get along. This lady here is Fujishima-san. Good day. Oh my Bada-kun. How wonderful for you having a lovely girl on each arm. She knows. Oh, sorry, I hit my mic. That girl knows. She knows. How are you? Getting used to life here? Oh, how kind of you. Instead of regurgitating a prepared response like I would have in the city, I responded with an emphatic nod. The old woman chuckled, voicing her appreciation of how energetic I was. Go! Oh, I thought I said go. Good! As I looked back over to Rena and Mion, they gave me a wink. So then, about time we have lunch, maybe? Rena's brilliant smile signaled to the approach of the event that both Mion and I were trying to forget. We both looked at each other. I'm a man. I'll do what I can. But it's just too much. It's fine, Kei-chan. Leave it to the old man. Mion has never seemed as reliable as she does right now. I have a feeling oh, that's the wrong thing to do. Okay. There you go. I'd expect no less from the class representative. Rena, if we're going to eat, we might as well go somewhere with a good view. Ooh, yes! Good idea. I agree. You know, I'd really like if they followed a proper, like, either like a usual visual novel thing where it had at the bottom in the name so I could follow who's talking, or just have it set it's something like Rena said or Rena agreed, you know, kind of like that, so I'd understand who's talking, because sometimes I just don't know. Sometimes it's really hard to pay attention and notice, because sometimes both of their mouths will be open and it sounds like either of them could say it. So and this has already happened about 2 times in my head for this whole recording for this episode already. So that's problematic, but let's continue. Rena nodded her head happily in response to Mion's proposal. Oh, music changed. Okay. Oh, we're going, this is a different photo. Hey. Up the stairs, into the shrine. Hello, Jesus, or Buddha. God damn it, I love Pepsi. Cresting the top of a stone stairway, a shrine drawn straight out of my imagination appeared before us. It had worn down a bit through the years, but the fallen leaves had been swept up, giving it a tidy feeling. This here is Furude Shrine. It's probably the place with the best view around. This place, be sure to remember it. On our next break, a festival will be held here. And isn't it a bit too early for the season for a festival? The Watanagashi isn't a summer festival. Long ago, it used to be a celebration of the end of winter. I was embarrassed for assuming that festivals had to be held in the summer. Now then, spread out the lunchboxes, and there. Various colored lunchboxes are placed one after the other on top of this plastic sheet. It sure did smell delicious. It was Rena's home cooking. It went without saying that it would be delicious. But it isn't, is it even possible to finish all of this? Oh my god, I just realized I have my guard down so bad. I was like, oh shit, maybe I should think about what if something bad happens soon. Oh my god. This is supposed to be a scary game. I've heard dark shit. And I'm not worried yet. We haven't hit anything dark as fuck yet. Hey, Mion, it'll take more than just a good view to get this all down, you know. Whoa! Good afternoon. It was Rika-chan and Satoko. Why are they here? Mion grinned over at me. I see. This was her secret plan to power the numbers. You have my thanks, Mion. Following up on the pieces, following up when all the pieces are in place is my specialty. Well, that's how I do that. Okay. We just had to come. We just had to come since there was such a commotion. What is the meaning of this? Take a look. It's time for lunch. Buffet style. A handmade gourmet meal by Rena. I can see that much. Why have you laid out a tarp on our property? The temple is public grounds. It's not yours. Keiichi is right. This is everyone's property. Wow, Rika-chan is such a good girl. Have a seat. Eat with us. After opening up a spot for Rika-chan, I promptly turned back to Satoko. Hold on for 1 second. Where is my spot? No spot for you and nothing for you to eat. Oh, don't worry, there's some for you too. None! I'll eat all of hers! I will not allow that! Rika! Here, chopsticks. Both Satoko and I leapt at the boxes, having it out with each other. Man, really? Kei-chan, you're really good at leading people on. You might have a talent for this. Have a plate. One for me-chan and Rika-chan too. Rena whooped out pairs of chopsticks and paper plates. If we don't hurry, it'll all be eaten up. That's right, okay? Shall we commence this battle? Please eat a lot. There's enough for everyone. Rena said as she opened up a thermos. See, I want more of that! Please! Just then I realized that this lunch was made under the assumption that 5 people would be eating. It didn't change how much there was, but the implication behind it was different. I will not allow you to have this hamburger. Using your elbows against the rules, Satoko. Grabbing the back of my collar is also against the rules. It was a tough battle, blocking her with her full momentum and an elbow in the opening moves. Whoa, fucking, I'm retarded. Satoko appeared to have the upper hand, but the difference in our proficiency with chopsticks proved to be fatal and gave me the upper hand. Ah, the last meatball! Satoko Hojo has been bested! Oh. Satoko and I amiably began choking at the same time, falling backwards and spamming. Rika-chan patted me on the head to clear it, even though it was actually stuck in my throat. Seeing that made Rena blush and breathe heavily in excitement, almost like flowers were floating all around her. Mion advised Rena to refrain from saying anything that could get her locked up. This is how our meals usually go. I do anything in my power. I'd do anything in my power, just so things could stay like this. The intense battle calmed. And finally everyone reached a point where they could begin talking. Receiving tea from the thermos, I let out a small sigh. I do wonder why there's so few words in Japanese to praise how something tastes. I guess oishi is good. Kimoi, I think it's gross. I don't know much else. Isn't it because the idea of togetherness during a meal didn't begin until the modern until the modern era? It seems that long ago people ate in silence. It must have made the people preparing the food a bit sad, don't you think? It's probably because back then people were busy even while eating. They didn't have time to compliment the flavor. That's just you. But you know, just hearing that it's good makes me happy. That my effort was worth it, I mean. She blushed a little after she said that. It was delicious. With absolutely perfect timing, Rika-chan struck Rena directly with praise. She looked straight at her with an expression of bewitching innocence. Oh. Oh. After Rena uttered an unintelligible noise, a ring of smoke rose from her head in an audible poof. Oh god, no. Rika-chan, I'm gonna take you home. No, I mean, thank you. It was really delicious. Rena flushed red with excitement, embracing Rika-chan and rubbing her cheek against hers so hard you could almost hear it. To reward Rika-chan for her praise, ta-da! These are special. 2 apple rabbits. After sticking toothpicks into them, she thrust them towards Rika-chan. After Rika-chan accepted them, the mood suddenly shifted in a bizarre way. What is it, Satoko? What's with that defiant look? Has everyone prepared proper praise to receive apples from Rena-san? Don't push yourself. What kind of praise can you think up from your weak vocab? Ho ho ho, well then. Allow me to show you. After Sadoko flashes Mion and me a defiant look, she changes the tone of her voice suddenly. Hey! So, Rena and Nechan's lunch? Sadoko thought it was so yummy too. Sadoko looked up at her poutedly while talking cutesy. What? How was that praise? That's not even persuasion by tears, that's persuasion by cuteness, isn't it? This is Rena's limited special skill. She blushed and her head spun, waving around in circles. Don't fall for it, Rena! How? Of course I was asking for the impossible. Rena glomped Satoko and began nubbing her cheek against her. Cute! I wanna take you home. Swish. Stab. Push. Satoko was also presented with apple rabbits. After sticking them into her mouth while looking at Mion and me again with defiant gaze. It only took 5 seconds to take down Rena. That's unfair to think she had such a trick. If it upsets you so much, why not reward Rena-san with some praise? Damn it. What a dirty trick. First of all, that wasn't even praise. Satoko, you think you won with that, don't you? How about I show you guys something much better than your superficial gimmicks? That sounds great, Mion. What kind of trick is it? Kei-chan's going to be the one who does it. What? Ho ho ho! Why don't I have you show me then? The writing of an old maid. What? The plan of attack she suggested was wicked. But it was the only thing I had to beat Satoko. After sipping my tea, I started talking very naturally and calmly. Perfectly. It really is good, isn't it? This is all freshly made, right? No. Actually, most of it, almost all of it was frozen stuff. Then which ones did you make fresh? Well... It's embarrassing. Do I really have to say, must I? From the synergy of boy plus handmade lunchbox, her expression has melted into euphoria. I already know. This one, right? Huh? Uh-huh? Rena turned an even deeper shade of red. The words, I can't believe it, practically written on her face. How can you tell? How that I made it? Of course, Mion had told me beforehand. It's perfect so far. After acting like I was shy, I waited a beat. Next would be the finisher. It had your smell. Silence enveloped the area. Rena's face, still completely red, froze solid. With a small yelp, Satoko also blushed. Oh, of course I did too. I sure would like to try one of Rena's handmade apple rabbits. Or something. Even if this was because I was competing against Satoko. I felt like I crossed the line by a good 9 yards, I think. Oh, this got real funny. Then at that moment... oh shit. It was a Tupperware container filled with rabbits. But please eat some, Keiichi-kun! Oh my god. There's plenty for you! Instantly dozens of apples were shoved into my mouth, knocking me over. Oh, okay. Say, Keiichi-kun. My head was forcibly laid upon her lap, and she shoved even more apples were shoved into my mouth. While she was squealing, one apple after the other was forced into my mouth. More and more apples. How about looks like he had. How about them apples? It looks like we win. Keiichi-kun, Kei-chan, that was a beautiful sacrifice. How's that, Satoko? This is our complete victory, isn't it? I can't believe it. Such trickery. It doesn't bother me at all. Sadoko grounded her teeth, mortified. We did it. I claimed victory as my consciousness drifted slowly away from me. At that time, Rena stopped her squealing as she suddenly realized something. Rika-chan, you're not eating it? Does salt water make it too strong, maybe? Maybe? Sorry. Looking over, Rika-chan had pulled the toothpick out of the apple, placed it on her cupped hands, and seemed to be at a loss for what to do. Oh, I know what's about to happen. Predicting before we go on, she's gonna be like, oh, the rabbit's so cute. I don't know if I want to eat it. It's too cute. Watch. This cliche. Poor Mr. Rabbit. I feel sorry for him. I want to save him. Aw, fucking see. That was the sound of blood spurting from Rena's nose. Cute. Tonight I will take you home. I swear to God she's a pedo. She shook sporadically. Her head wobbled back and forth. Then, coming back to her senses, she took all the apples around me, gathered them with a whip, and fixed them back up on a plate. Now they're all fine. Kei, here, I'll give them to you. Rika-chan, Kei? Rika-chan gazed up at Satoko's hand like a referee after having the plate of rabbits shoved to her. She whispered, this is our victory. What? A comeback? I just don't care anymore. I just don't care anymore. Thus, my sacrifice ended up being in vain. I was about to end the episode and I was like, you know, we can go for a little bit more. It was a fun-filled, crazy day. But as soon as the sun began to set, the end of the day really did come quickly. Later, Rena and Kei-chan, see you tomorrow. Thanks for today, Mion. I had a great time. See you tomorrow. Satoko and Rika-chan went home as well. We parted ways with Mion, and it ended with Rena and myself enjoying the evening air on our way home. Why is her hat sagging? Has it always been like that? Thanks for coming today, Keiichi-kun. Was it fun? Yeah. Lots of fun. Almost feels like a waste to go home now. Then, well, would you mind taking a little detour? Maybe? A detour? Is it far? And try not to cough into the mic. I'm a bit sick still. It's a bit of a walk, but it won't take long. Since we had been walking around all day, I must have seemed a bit tired. Not feeling like teasing, Rena, I quietly nodded. Where are we going? I'm just going to take a sip of my Pepsi. There's not much left. What the fuck? It's a graveyard? No, it's not a graveyard. It's a junkyard. Traversing a small path up to a small hill, the land suddenly stretched out before us. There, what looked like remains of a disappolated construction site came into view. A large heap of garbage spread out off towards the swamp. Probably illegal dumping. I recall it being in the newspaper. Oof, oof, oof. It's been quite a while. I wonder what's here. I wonder what's here. When you say it's been a while, you mean the business you had here was with the garbage pile? It's not garbage. To me, it's a pile of treasure. Rena had already entered that well-known cute mode of hers. So that meant there was something cute here. Whoa, a new pile! I can't wait, I can't wait! She bounded up the unstable slope. I'd expect no less from a born and bred country girl. Hey, wait, I'm coming. Whoa. My city-raised self was completely pitiful. It's alright, just stay there, Cage Gun. It won't take long. Rena kindly declined my accompaniment. Don't fall. Watch your step. I'm fine, I'm fine. This is nothing at all. Literally bounding up the heaps of trash, Rena disappeared over to the other side. I didn't like being left behind, but I was still pretty tired from the whole day, so I just ended up waiting. Without the lively Rena around here, the surrounding area fell into silence. The city of the Higurashi gently cooled the air, or the cry of the Higurashi gently cooled the air. Fairly exhausted, I began to feel a little sleepy. Just then, a sudden noise of scattering pebbles alerted me to something present. Startled, I turned around. Standing there was a typical-looking photographer.
Did you
Yeah.
drink all 3 of the Cokes from the fridge? Then why aren't they?
I'm recording. Fuck off. Why'd you have to turn on the light? Close my door! This is what I have to deal with when you live with people who don't know how to chill and knock on the door. What a life, you know?
You never knocked on my door.
I knock on your door, you hoe! I'm leaving all that in. That takes effort to edit out. Standing there was a typical-looking photographer. He spied over me through his camera. By the way, this is new music I've noticed, I think. It's okay, I guess. His body was tanned and fit. But something about him seemed unreliable, and he had a bit of an aloof air about him. Well, it didn't seem like he was a bad guy in any case. Whoa. You surprised me. Although startled when I turned around, he overplayed his reaction. That was my line. I'm the one who's surprised here. My bad. I didn't mean to startle you. Are you from Hinamizawa? I gathered that he wasn't from that question. Unfazed by my suspicious outlook, he introduced himself without my prompting. I'm Tomitake, freelance photographer. I come to Hinamizawa from time to time. I didn't ask who you were. Quite rude to photograph someone without consent, one would think. My bad. I mainly photograph wild birds. Why am I so bad with the word photograph? They can't refuse, you see. Whoa, why is my mouse that low? There you go. So what, you're saying I'm the same as the birds? No, well, you see, the image of a young man in twilight was just picturesque. I apologize for trying to take your picture without asking. Adults are pretty slick. All that annoyance I felt for being startled just flew away as he buttered me up. I had no intentions of hanging around this guy trying to get cozy with me, except it didn't seem like Rena would be back soon. But this older guy, Tomitake-san, he didn't mind my cautious response and continued rambling on by himself. Cage-kun, sorry to keep you waiting. I'm finished now. Rena popped her head out of one of the lower piles of garbage and waved her hand. You have someone with you? What would she be doing over there? That's what I wanted to know. I don't know. Maybe she's checking on that dismembered corpse that was out here long ago. Tomitake-san looked shaken up by that for a moment. Uh-oh, I responded like I would if I were talking with Ren and the others. It was quite a disturbing incident. They still haven't found one of the arms. What? Ew. Haha, Keiichi-kun, sorry to keep you... You were waiting while, I guess? I'd best leave you two lovebirds alone. Again, my apologies for startling you, Keiichi-kun. And he leaves. Tomitake-san chortled suggestively, then disappeared into the twilight. Missing my chance to retort pulled me off a bit. Keiichi-kun, are you angry? Why, I wonder. It wasn't Rena's fault, so I decided to just brush it off for now. How was it? Find a treasure trove? Oh yes, so listen. You see, there was a Colonel Sanders doll. Colonel Sanders doll? Oh, that thing. Those statues they always have out in front of the fried chicken places. That life-size dummy? Yes, Colonel Sanders. How cute. I want to take it home. I couldn't tell how she decides what's cute or not, but, well, she seems to want it. It's garbage, right? No one would care if you just take it home, right? It's become the base of another pile. I can't dig it out easily. There's no lampposts over there, so it'll get dark pretty soon. Rena seemed quite down about finding a treasure and not being able to bring it back. I'll help you out. To repay you for that delicious picnic you prepared today. Thank you. Birds heading home to roost proclaimed that nightfall would soon be upon us. Keiichi-kun is going to help. I can take Colonel Sanders home. Rena staggered along as if intoxicated in her dreamy state of mind. I tried asking her a way that wouldn't take her out of her cheery state. Hey, Rena. Long ago, did something happen here? Seems like they were building a dam here. I don't know the details, though. Just wondering if you knew about, you know, an accident or something. I don't know. Huh? Her tone was disturbingly frank. Whoa. What? The music stopped playing. Oh, fuck. It sounded more like a denial than an answer. I must have appeared rather dumbstruck. Rena quickly lightened her expression. Actually, I didn't live here until a year ago. Huh? You transferred here too? I was sure that... So you see, I don't really know much about from before that. Sorry. Don't really know how. Don't want to talk about it. That was the kind of feeling she gave me. Thinking about it, of course it would be like that. This wasn't the type of thing girls would enjoy talking about. It was quite a disturbing incident. It seems like they haven't been able to find one of the arms. It's just like Tomitake-san said. Then I had a feeling only Higurashi would know. Oh shit, we're about to hit the dark part of the game, aren't we? Oh shit, we're about to hit the dark part of the game, aren't we? Oh! Oh god. We have to keep playing. The game hasn't gotten dank yet. Oh! You have received new tips! The My Bottom Mansion, the Damn Site Murder Dismemberment and Newspaper Edition. What? We have 2 new tips. So I think I'm going to watch the tips, and then we'll end the episode. Logically, I think that's a safe bet. Let's do that. So, Kei-chan, you're not stinking rich? What is this all of a sudden? Did I come to school in a limo before? How much do you get for a monthly allowance? How about $10? My, that's a rather plebeian amount. His lunch is made up of normal stuff. He isn't rich. What are they talking about? To be asked out of nowhere how much I get and then told that's a plebeian amount? Sorry. Miranda seemed to pick up on the dubious expression and started giggling. Kei-chan, your house, it's pretty big, yeah? So the architecture has people all around Hinamizawa calling it the Maibara Manor, and it sort of stands out. My house already stands out? Wow. Since the house is so big, everyone is gossiping, wondering exactly how rich you are. I see. Now I get it. House is a tip. Well, the frame of it is huge. I see how could cause some misunderstandings. From my deduction, I wager they spent too much money on the building of the house, and that is why they are now broke. Being broke, how very, very unfortunate. These girls. Rika-chan took pity on me as she patted my head. I go from being treated like a millionaire to a beggar. Yeah, sorry for ruining your imagination, but we aren't millionaires or poor. We're the image of normal, average household. You can't call it normal with that huge house. The entryway is all grand and the gate is large enough for a large truck to get through. That's not normal at all. They do say the bigger that your house, the more prosperous you are. Or the more poor you are because you spend so much on a house. The reason the house is so big is because Dad's studio is in it too. There's a bunch of different workplaces and a lot of his works are hung up in different places. All of them are huge too. For those reasons, the family actually uses only a third of the house for day-to-day living. He planned it out so people in cars could come in to see the gallery he opens up in the house someday. By the way, the entranceway Mion is talking about is the one for the studio and is normally sealed off. The entranceway the Maibara family actually uses is a very plain and simple one. The interior is much different from how it looks on the outside. I'd really like a chance to explore Kei-chan's house. Claiming not to be rich but having a home like that? What would be hidden in there? Maybe there's something cute hidden. They probably had no money to purchase furniture, so it's filled with Spartan rooms. If there are carpeted rooms, I would love to try rolling around on the floor. What? That'd be great. So great. I want to roll around too. Seems like their imaginations were just piling on. Well, sometime in the near future, it wouldn't be too bad to invite them all to my house. Dad is a sucker for the ladies, so he might even let them look around the studio. The cry of the Higurashi crescended as the sky towered over everything. It was hot, but the air was clear. It smelled like the beginning of the summer. And that's the hint, I guess. And we click here, the dam site. From the June XX 1979 edition. The Shishibone City, Okinomiya Police Station, June XX, late at night. Suspects XXXX, XXX, XXXX, XXXX, XXXX were arrested on suspicion of murder and improper disposal of the corpse. The main offender, XXXX, has been added to wanted list nationwide. According to our sources, the 6 suspects were at the Hinamizawa Dam construction site workroom on the X-axis on the 9 p.m., where they are suspected to have assaulted and murdered the site overseer XXXX as a group dismembered his body and hiding it on the X-axis at 8 o'clock in the morning. A report was filed at the Shishibone City Hospital in which a male suspect alluded to having murdered XXXX, or Mr. XXXX. When questioning at the police station, the individual confessed to the crime. Since a portion of the body was recovered at the location of that he gave, he was arrested of the afternoon on the suspicion of murder and mutilation of a corpse. The rest of the suspects were arrested for the same day, but the main culprit is still at large. Police are currently on this trail. The motive is purported to be a drunken verbal dispute during which he killed the victim in a fit of anger. However, as there are multiple inconsistencies with their testimonies, the investigation is still ongoing. Is that it? Oh, wow, okay. Well, that's the end of this episode. In the next episode, we're going to continue on. The game's starting to get dark, and it's going to get good. Thank you guys for watching. ScottyPF may be out. See you guys next time.